Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing really well. It's your main man, Anil, coming live once again for Immunity for the Community podcast. How's everybody doing? I hope your weeks have gone very well since my last podcast. And today I'm going to be walking you through how you can reinvent yourself on the Write Your Own Story course, giving you insights about reinventing yourself, taking you away from disempowering emotions into the emotions that you truly want, to be proud of yourself, to go towards the person that you really want to become, and to reinvent yourself in the Write Your Own Story course, and how that discipline in health and fitness on the Write Your Own Story course and weight loss is going to positively influence every other area of your life. And I'm going to start by walking you through it. Cup of tea, first of all. So, how can we reinvent you on the Write Your Own Story course? How can I assist you in reinventing yourself on the Write Your Own Story course? I'm going to walk you through a story of mine about how I reinvented myself on my weight loss journey and how you can now reinvent yourself on the same exact weight loss course. So, my two main emotions that were the most dominant were anger and guilt. And that was a lot of anger and guilt that I carried from being overweight for such a long time, through constantly getting into arguments, through constantly getting into disagreements, and just not feeling good about myself. I had that anger, and sometimes I used to think that anger would help me to achieve a goal. I would use that anger. I'd use that anger to push through and to get to certain goals. And that anger at times gave me that adrenaline rush to push through and make it happen. But the reality of it was, I was in bondage to my anger. I was controlled by my anger. And with anger being my number one most dominant feeling and negative feeling, it was always there. Imagine if anger was on a 1 to 10 and 10 was the max, I was on 20. So you can imagine that was my most common feeling as a person. And I wasn't born with that anger. Ladies and gentlemen, none of you were born with that anger. Guys, you were not born with any of the negative wirings that you do have. And why am I walking you through this? Because I want to get to it. I had a lot of guilt about my relationship with food, how I felt towards food, how I always intended to do well, but I would just treat myself a lot. And I'd have, all the treats. I'd have cakes, I'd have cookies, I'd have pizza, and I got that high off of having that junk food, off of having those treats. But then I would come right back down to the guilt, and my relationship with my food was not very good. It was as if that was where I got my happiness. I ate to get my happiness, but then it always went back down into guilt. And then it just carried on with the anger that I had in constantly getting into disagreements and having to justify myself to other people. Now, why am I saying this, guys? I'm saying this because the weight loss journey that I went on helped me to change the man that I am, helped me to change all of that negative wiring. Guys, right now, you might be feeling alone. You might be feeling guilt. You might be feeling shame about what you've gone through up until now in your life. You might be feeling that just about your weight loss and just how your life has gone and how certain things in your life haven't gone your way. I totally understand it, guys. I'm there for you as the coach. Emil has got your back. And the last two episodes, that's what I've always talked about. Trust. I've talked about having an accountability partner. I've talked about beating loneliness on this course. This is what it's about. We're going to help you to reinvent yourself. And so, what I learned on the weight loss course was I learned discipline. On my weight loss journey, I learned the discipline and I came out of that guilt. You see, when you've run the same week over and over again, and you keep running the same week over and over again, you're going to get the same exact outcomes, not only physically, not only mentally, but emotionally. So, you're going to keep on running the same emotions that you've been having, your most dominant feelings, based off of how you felt up until now in certain parts of your life or just about your life in general and weight loss. So, what's going to happen is you may have that takeaway on a Friday and you may feel bad about that takeaway on the Friday. But the next time Friday rolls around and work comes in and 9 to 5, starts going into full, steam, and you feel that pressure coming in, you're going to go to that takeaway again. And then you're going to feel that regret again and again and again. And what we're going to do in this course is take you away from that regret, take you away from constantly running that pattern, even though deep down you know that pattern does not serve you anymore. This isn't about blame. This is about understanding that you can reinvent yourself in the Write Your Own Story course. And it's through the discipline. And it's through swapping out and having that discipline on my journey on nutrition, which helped to actually reinvent myself. You see, I got so used to having fish and chips on a Friday, it felt like the norm. But I have retrained myself so many times that the norm now feels like a healthy roast dinner at night. Feels like my vegetarian mince with my healthily cooked potato wedges with tandoori spice, along with broccoli and carrots. That feels like my norm. But before, anything could have been my norm. Pizza could have been my norm. Fish and chips could have been my norm. But I had no energy and I had no emotional energy because in me staying overweight, I continued to feel that guilt. I continued to have that bad relationship with food. And then after losing the weight, I still had somewhat of a bad relationship with food because guess what? I convinced myself I was never going to treat myself again and I got hard on myself. And that's not what we want to do in the Right Show and Story course. What I'm here to do is to instill balance into your lives, instill balance in your weight loss journey so that you can treat yourself once every so often. Guys, wouldn't you like to look good on your date night when you take your lady out for pizza? Guys, drop a comment. Drop a comment. Drop the comment, look good. I want you to drop a comment, fantastic. I want you to drop a comment, I'm the man. Don't you want to look good when you take your lady out on date night for pizza or for any nice cuisine? Of course you do. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is we have to now help you. I have to now help you to reinvent yourself on this weight loss journey because some of you guys don't realize that you have associated the positive feelings with certain junk food, certain treats, but then that's always coming back to the guilt. Because after you treat yourself, you get that dopamine rush from having that junk food, you go right back to that feeling. And it's happening on multiple levels. It's happening on your breakfast, it could be happening at your lunch, it could be happening on your mid afternoon snack when you drop off and you're starting to lose energy, and then you have cookies instead of a healthy snack, and it could be happening on your dinner time as well. And if you do that over time, that compounds over and over again to achieve negative results, to achieve bad results. And ultimately, on your fitness journey, what you have to understand is your body is a finely tuned engine. You got to fill the tank with the good fuel, and the good fuel is the food, and the action is the workout, and the mindset is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to work on that mindset of reinventing yourself. So, this is what I'm talking about. I had to reinvent my habits on my weight loss journey. Instead of having two pieces of toast in the morning and then having a sandwich at lunch, what I did was I had a bowl of oats in the morning at 7 o'clock before I went to work. Instead of having that Snicker bar at 10 in the morning, I had a banana at 10 in the morning. Now I have a plum as well, or a peach. Instead of having just that sandwich and then crisps and then another chocolate bar, what did I have now? I have a very healthy, packed pitta or packed sandwich of veggie mince, salad, tomatoes, lettuce, and I put a bit of nice vegetarian mayo in there. So it gives it that nice flavor and it's packed. I have two healthily packed sandwiches at lunch. Instead of having cookies at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I have apples and a blueberry and blueberries. But I had to slowly retrain those habits in. Instead of having fish and chips on the night, or just having the one healthy meal, which was roti and dal as an Indian man. That was my only healthy meal, by the way, guys. And I'm really showing my vulnerability here. So this is just me to try and help you. That was my only healthy meal. But because I took it upon myself to have a fully water-rich diet, I've changed it into a healthy roast dinner of vegetarian protein or vegetarian mince, potato wedges, broccoli, and carrots. And I cook that in very low amounts of oil. And I slowly calibrated those habits over and over and over again. And it was not easy to do. But because my situation was so difficult and because I said enough, I was in that much discomfort, I made it happen. On the Right Show and Story course, I'm here to tell you, you can reinvent yourself as well. I want you to drop a comment. Guys, can you relate to what I'm saying here? Can you relate to that feeling that you are ready for more? You're ready to reinvent yourself. Deep down within yourself, although you're overweight, you know you have more about you. You know you have more ambitions. You have more energy. You have more about your life. You have a lot more to do than just going to your 9 to 5, logging off, going home, starting again, and then feeling that same pressure, going up to Starbucks, having that latte just to get yourself through the day, only to come back and feel low and be like, guys, drop a comment here. Drop a comment. I want you to drop a comment. Energy. Drop a comment. Energy. Drop that in the comments section on my Instagram, YouTube, Facebook people. Drop a comment, energy. I'm going to have a nice sip of tea again. We'll move on to the next point, energy. When you change your habits and you reinvent yourself in the Write Your Own Story course, you'll start to see an increase in energy, in slowly going away from those negative habits, going away from the junk food, retraining in the positive habits slowly and steadily, and lifting your energy up. You will start to reinvent yourself. You'll start to feel good about yourself, and you'll slowly come away from those negative limitations. Now, here's how we're going to tackle the mindset portion of it. I want you to think about your two most dominating emotions which are not serving you. Could be anger, could be guilt. I just want you to think about it. And I want you to think, where is that coming from in your life? What is that anger telling you? Is it from a situation you're going through? Is it from somebody that you're dealing with, somebody that you don't get along with, something you need to forgive? Is that shame or that guilt coming from how you've not followed through on your goals, how you haven't achieved your goals and you've tried so much, but you just keep falling short? I want you to think about that. I want you to think very closely about that. And I want you to think, have I tried to resolve these issues? Have I tried over and over again to leave this situation, to forgive this person, to change how I feel, and it's just not worked? I want you to think about that shame or that guilt that you feel from not following through or trying over and over again and just not getting what you deserve. I want you to think about that as well. And then on the other side of anger and the forgiveness side, I want you to think, do I need to radically change now? Have I exhausted all options? Have I reached a point where if I'm in this situation, I'm dealing with this person, and I've tried over and over again to resolve it and it hasn't worked, do I need to leave this situation? I'm not suggesting you do, but I want you to think about that. I want you to think about you as a person, your goals, what your goals are in your life, in your fitness journey. I want you to think, is this situation I'm in right now serving it? Is it taking my energy or is it giving me energy? And if it's taking your energy, let me tell you something, guys. Your gut instinct has never lied to you once. Your gut instinct is always right. Now, sometimes we don't know the how, but that anger is always telling us something. That discomfort is always telling us something. It's not telling us to use it. That anger is telling us we need to resolve this and we need to do better. Because ultimately, anger is disappointment within the situation or ourselves. It's definitely towards other situations and people when we don't get on, which is why we must forgive to free our heart and to free ourselves. But if you have done that and followed the last few podcasts of what I've been talking about, and it hasn't resulted in a better outcome, just think to yourself, is this serving me? Is this actually in line with what I want from my life? I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about the guilt side as well. Think about your relationship with food. What is that like at the moment? Do you feel like you've treated yourself too much? Or do you feel like every time you treat yourself, you may put on the weight? Or you're not treating yourself at all because you have gone through so much and you're just now feeling quite tired by the situation? I want you to think about that. And I want you to understand that that anger, that disappointment, it's a sign. That discomfort is a sign that we need to change radically and move away from this situation and evolve. And this is all about reinventing yourself on the Write Your Own Story course. Because on the Write Your Own Story course, all those elements of mindset, nutrition, as well as taking action, showing up on the workouts, are going to help you to reinvent you. Because ultimately, that's what matters. I want you to think about those situations. I want you to really reflect and see, okay, have I made peace with it? Have I reflected on it? Is it serving me? Is it something now I'm working on to move away from? I want you to forgive that situation, forgive that person, and open up your heart. Because ultimately, love is what we need. And anger blocks love. Forgiveness frees our heart, opens us up to more love, allows us to come out of shyness, allows us to come out of overthinking and worrying too much about what people think. It frees us. It frees us. I want you to free yourself now. And now, with the knowledge and the inner feeling that you are going to move away from how you felt about this situation, I want you to think about yourself now, reinventing yourself in the Write Your Own Story course. I want you to visualize that me and you are there having our first one-to-one call. You're talking about what you're feeling right now, how this relates to your weight loss, what your current situations are, and how this weight loss course can radically change you. How I'm going to help you to forgive all those trespasses, how I'm going to help you to take back your energy so that you can emit the positive energy, the love, the ambition, the positive connections with so many great people, and how this is going to positively impact your life. And in you manifesting that inside yourself, you will create it outside of you. I want you to think about that. You're reinventing yourself. You're now aligning with what you want from your life. Look at those dreams right there. I'm going to walk up to my dreams right now. These dreams, I have thought about them, I've manifested them, and I've dug deep to find what these dreams really are. Guys, I want you to visualize what your dreams are on yours, on your vision boards. I want you to do that. Okay? Now, I want you to think about the Right Shine Story course, how you can align with your visions, how you can align with what really matters to you, and how this course, with all of those elements, is going to help you to increase your energy and to go after your goals. Guys, I hope this has been an amazing podcast. Drop a comment on my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, people. As would say everybody, channel your inner Rocky. If you're ready to write your new story, to channel your inner Rocky, to reinvent yourself, DM me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you can work with me one-to-one on the Right Shine Story course. DM me about this. Drop a comment, DM me. We've got the gold package $29.99, silver package $19.99, and the bronze package $14.99. And I can do the 5% discount on the gold package. Guys, I hope you have an amazing weekend ahead. As I would say, everybody, channel your inner Rocky. Let's go and reinvent ourselves and let's go get it.